What's going on, everybody? Coach Joe here, online fitness coach with Heartletics.com. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, we're simply going to be talking about the 3 biggest nutrition myths out there. And the reason why this is important for you guys to simply know is because I know for a fact that the guys that we coach, right? We primarily coach guys usually in their 40s all the way up to their 60s, right? Busy dads trying to speed up their metabolism, increase their testosterone levels, most importantly, burn body fat, right? That's what we specialize in. They struggle with this. I hear about it all the time when somebody scheduled a discovery call with me and they're applying for coaching. They're telling me about their goals, and it's the same old mistakes. You know what Albert Einstein said? The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. So, with that being said, let me share with you guys some value in today's video. That way you can learn about how to not make the same mistakes as everybody. So with that being said, let's dive right in. And if you guys are brand new to the channel, welcome. My name is Coach Joe. I'm a certified personal trainer, certified nutritionist, certified strength and conditioning coach as well. I've been doing online coaching now for guys, like I said, 40s to 60s for now over the past 6 years. We have well over 500 transformations. And a lot of these guys, before they got signed up for coaching, has made these mistakes. So I would love for you to be a part of this YouTube journey and community and continue to get value from me. And so all I ask in return is give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys are new, and let's dive right in. So the biggest mistake is believing that it's as simple as calories in versus calories out. The best analogy that I can give for you is this, right? It's too black and white. So, oh, yeah, I want to lose weight. Just don't eat anything, right? Just be in this really calorie deficit, right? Sure, it sounds great, right? The laws of thermodynamics, right? Calories in versus calories out. It makes complete sense. But here's the thing. There's a lot of gray that people just don't simply educate you on. For example, right? Like the sky is blue, right? But what happens when there's a storm? Well, then the sky is, gray and dark. What happens when the sun is going down for the sunset? Well, then the sky is, going to be orange and red and yellow and all these different shades. That's how it is also with your metabolism with calories in versus calories out. So I'm going to give you a plain and simple analogy, okay? Probably about 80% of the guys that we coach, they hear about calories in versus calories out. So they adhere to maybe doing something like intermittent fasting, where they're like, all right, cool, I'm just going to skip breakfast. So everything works out great. They're losing weight in the very beginning. They think they mastered nutrition, right? They think they mastered how to properly eat for their body type, right? And they feel like this huge weight off their shoulder because they're finally losing weight. But the problem is when someone gives you an inch, do you take a mile? So for example, a healthy deficit when it comes to burning body fat, right? Body fat, because body fat and weight loss are two different things that we're going to talk about, is around 100 to about 500 calories from your maintenance. So guys hear about intermittent fasting and they're like, all right, cool, I'm just going to skip breakfast, right? So this is typically what happens. They go from eating X amount of food, let's just say it's 4,000 calories, all the way down to, let's say, 1,200 calories. And they see this big drop in weight and they're feeling great. But then the issue relies in typically metabolic adaptation, which typically occurs anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, depending on that person, their lifestyle, their body type, consistency, different things like that. So they go from eating X amount of food all the way down to X amount of food. They lose a whole bunch of weight. But remember, weight loss and fat loss are actually two different things. So they hit this plateau, they stuck, and they're like, oh man, what gives? Did the intermittent fasting, I'm watching what I eat, I'm not eating a whole bunch of food. I know, I must, have to continue eating less. And then the next thing you know, this weird thing starts to occur in your body where you actually start gaining weight. And you're like, all right, this doesn't make sense. Why am I actually gaining weight? I'm barely eating anything. Right? I should be losing weight, but here I am actually gaining weight. How does that actually make sense? See, the issue is, right, when you go from eating X amount of food all the way down X amount of food, right, and you have completely, right, just went all in, right? Remember, somebody gives you an inch, but you take a mile, it's not necessarily the best thing because you could have lost a lot of muscle mass in that process. And now if you're eating X amount of food, the bottom of the barrel, and you're actually gaining weight, odds are your body's in the starvation mechanism where it's like, all right, I don't like this, right? Like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get food is. So you know what? Let's actually start gaining weight because we're in this starvation mode and we're scared that we're actually going to wither away and die. That's your metabolism kicking in. So here's the issue, right? Fat loss and weight loss, two different things. Fat loss is what we focus on in a 12-week transformation program or at any one of our coaching programs, burning primarily body fat. Weight loss, you could be losing muscle, right, in a form of going very low calories, not getting enough nutrients properly for your body type and goals to maintain those muscle mass. You could be losing body fat, sure. I'm sure there's a little bit of body fat in there also. Or you could be losing water weight, which we're going to talk about in the second part, right, to this, where it's the second biggest thing that people make when it comes to nutrition, right? The second thing to avoid, I should say. So just understand this, how your body works is like, you know, figure out your calorie maintenance and be in a healthy deficit and understand playing the long game. Because at the end of the day, if you go from eating X amount of food down to X amount of food, that's not really sustainable. Right? Because now what's going to happen is you're going to revert back to your old ways, but when you regain all the weight right back, think about it, you already lost the muscle, so now it's just extra body fat. That's not what anybody wants. Guys that's over 30% body fat struggle with a really screwed up metabolism, low levels of testosterone, simply mean like low sex drive, low libido, lacking motivation, lacking energy, right? These are all signs right there of, you know, low levels of testosterone, and the culprit is usually because they're over 30% body fat. Not only that, but that's where typically, you know, you start getting high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Those nasty things combined usually leads to higher A1C levels. And the next thing you know, your doctor's telling you you're type 2 diabetic. So how do we prevent all that? Learn how to properly eat. Learn about metabolism. Learn about calories. Learn about a healthy deficit to help you burn body fat and playing the long game, not some quick fix. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, right? The biggest nutrition, you know, myth out there, right? You need to avoid doing this because all it's going to do is cause you harm, right? And more pain and suffering in the future. Is that thinking that carbohydrates are the enemy and they're bad for you. Listen, we coach a lot of people at type 2 diabetes, right? We educate them on the glycemic index. We educate them on how insulin works and carbohydrates work. We educate them on proper nutrition. So guess what? They can still drink alcohol. They can still eat fast food. They can still have carbohydrates and lower their A1C levels. We helped a lot of guys reverse their type 2 diabetes to where they're not diabetic anymore. Stop thinking that carbohydrates are the enemy. Stop thinking that just because you cut out carbs, you lose weight. No, you didn't. Listen, carbs store water. For example, if let's say you drop your phone in a pool and you go to Google and you say, hey, I dropped my phone in this pool, right? Like, what do? Google is going to tell you put your phone into a bowl of rice because that rice is going to extract all the water out of it. Same thing when you put water into oatmeal and you just let it sit there on the counter in a bowl. Right? Next thing you know, like there's not a lot of water in it anymore. Why? Because the oatmeal expanded. It extracted all the water. A carbohydrate is actually 1/3 water. So when you cut out your carbs, guess what? You're losing water retention in the body. Totally different from burning body fat. Completely different. So stop making the same mistake over and over again, thinking that carbs are the enemy, because guess what? Carbs are actually very good for you. It's good for your metabolism. It's good for testosterone levels. And guess what? It teaches you how to have a well-balanced diet. And these are things that we coach people in all of our programs with Heartletics, because at the end of the day, somebody can give you a fish and feed you for a day, or someone can teach you how to fish and feed you for the rest of your life. That's what we focus on, is coaching, teaching. So number two, stop avoiding your carbs. It's nothing more than a Band-Aid to a gunshot wound. Yes, you're going to lose some weight. You're going to see the number on scale go down. Is it fat loss? No. Plain and simple. You're just losing water weight. So stop thinking like, okay, if you eat your carbs right back and you gain the weight right back, hey, it's a bunch of stored body fat now. No. It's, once again, you're just adding back in the water. That's it. Pretty standard, pretty simple. And lastly, number three, the biggest, right, mistake out there to avoid, or the biggest myth out there, right, when it comes to nutrition, is that eating past 8 p.m. or eating before you go to sleep is bad for you and it's going to make you store body fat. Listen, there is 100% complete false evidence, right? False information with that. The best analogy I can give you this, right? Think about somebody that does OMAD, right? Intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day. That's what OMAD is. Well, guess what? If they're supposed to be eating, let's say, 4,000 calories, right? And that's maybe a surplus or something like that, or let's just say they're maintenance for this, right? And they need to be in healthy deficit. And they heard this and they're like, okay, I'm gonna eat 3,500 calories. So they do, OMAD, 1 meal a day. And let's just say, right, for this individual, they have 3,500 calories in one sitting right before they go to sleep. Guess what? They're still gonna lose weight because it's a deficit. And that's what we coach our clients on is 24 hours in a day. Here's your calories, here's your macronutrients. What can we do to rearrange things, to space things out, or put them closer together? That way you can have bigger portions, right? Bigger meals. And it's more sustainable for you because guess what? It works best with your lifestyle. So at the end of the day, right, eating before you go to sleep is not going to make you store body fat. What is usually a calorie surplus, overeating, right? Or unless you have a really screwed up metabolism. I'll be honest, right? With me, this is a little secret. With me and also a lot of guys that I coach, we typically have a big meal right before we go to bed with lots of carbohydrates, right? Oh no, carbs are the enemy, right? Eating before you go to sleep is the enemy. But guess what? How do I stay around 10% body fat all year round? Properly eating for my body type. And I know for a fact that I train pretty hard in the gym and I work out usually Monday through Friday, first thing in the morning. So you know what? I need to make sure I recover better. Well, what's going to help me recover better? Well, a good night's sleep. What's going to help me sleep better at night? Well, hey, guess what? A big meal so I'm not hungry at night and lots of carbohydrates to help me fall asleep and stay asleep. A little trick for you guys. We make things so much easier for that individual. Whether their goal is to build muscle, whether their goal is to burn body fat, whether their goal is to get off the medications, our coaching programs are designed to do exactly that. Teach somebody, coach somebody. What are their goals? What are their lifestyle? What is their occupation? What is their day-to-day living habits? What is their body type? Awesome. How do me and my other team of coaches that's all certified, how do we take that information and design a program for them that fits best into their lifestyle? That's why the clients, the testimonials, everything that you see with Heartletics, it's nonstop. Boom, boom, boom. This guy lost 20 pounds in 12 weeks. This guy lost 50 pounds in 12 weeks. This guy lost 75 pounds in 12 weeks, right? This guy got off meds. This guy got off his cholesterol meds. This guy has reversed his type 2 diabetes. Guess what? We take out the guesswork. It's like driving to, driving your car to, vacation you're trying to go to with your family. If you don't have a GPS, if you don't have a roadmap, it's very hard to get from point A to point B, especially if you've never been there before. Some of you guys out there that's watching this video have never been to your fat loss goal that you want to. Maybe it's 10% body fat. Maybe it's 15% body fat. Maybe it's 20% body fat. And it's very hard to get somewhere if you've never been there before. That's why a GPS in a vehicle is going to show you how to get from point A to point B in the fastest, safest route. Even when life throws you roadblocks, distractions, curveballs, the GPS reroutes you, right? A lot of guys fail at reaching their goals is because anybody can do something for a few weeks. But what happens when life throws you a curveball and you get demotivated, you get derailed? When guys try to do things all on their own and they don't have coaches and community groups, they fall off the wagon. They revert back and go back to the old ways. That's why our coaching program is so successful, is because we take those guys off the island. So that way when life throws you a curveball, guess what? You got coaches and teammates in your corner telling you exactly how to, swing that bat and still hit a home run with your fat loss goals. And that could be you as well. If you guys want more information on that, I have a free guide that you can simply download down below. It's been downloaded well over 1,000 times. And guess what? It's helped a lot of people create some sustainable habits when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to training. Hopefully it can help you out too. And let's say you're watching this video, you've been watching me for a while, and you're like, everything Coach Joe says is just 100% right. It's so accurate. I need help. I don't want to struggle with this anymore. I don't want to continue to mess up with this anymore. Like, I want life to be easy for me, and I want to learn to put an end to this. That way I'm not struggling with, you know, a screwed up metabolism, low levels of testosterone, all this body fat, right, where it feels like it's Groundhog's Day each and every day, where, you know, just doing the same old, but not actually seeing any sustainable results. And maybe that's you. Click on the link down below and schedule a call with me. Let's talk mano a mano. Let's just see if one of our coaching programs is a good fit for you, and I would love to share with you more information about that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys are new. That way you'll never miss a future video. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout!